to your weekly World Climate Change News Report. Our headlines this week are Zika virus expanding due to climate change, the link between climate change and marriage, Earth set to exceed the 1.5 degree warming target, human fingerprints on patterns of global droughts, increase in the frequency and duration of heat waves, Japanese urban forests to tackle climate change, and Vienna's systems approach to climate action. Our first story, Zika virus expanding due to climate change. As the temperatures in parts of the United States, China, Japan, and Europe continue to rise, the spread of the mosquito-borne Zika virus is increasing. Climate change is making the environmental conditions more suitable for the mosquito's survival and reproduction. Scientists have studied global climate models and have concluded that even under the most optimistic scenario, the Zika transmission will expand exponentially, posing a serious threat to human health. Our second story, climate change and marriage. What's the link? The social and cultural impact of climate change is growing exponentially, posing serious threats to people's livelihoods. In countries such as India, where arranged marriages are integral to societal structure, farmers have difficulties to attract partners as the effects of climate change are leading to economic instability. While this impacts the well-being of farmers on a personal level, the decrease in farming population as a result of fewer marriages will lead to a reduction in the global food production. Our third story, Earth set to exceed the 1.5 degree warming target. An assessment carried out on behalf of the World Meteorological Organization shows that the chance of exceeding the target of 1.5 degrees Celsius in the next 5 years has doubled since the last assessment. There is now a 20% chance that temperatures will exceed 1.5 degrees Celsius in one of the years between 2020 and 2024. The Paris Agreement laid out plans to limit climate change to well below 2 degrees Celsius, with plans to contain the increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius until 2030. Our fourth story, human fingerprints on patterns of global droughts. A new study published in Nature Climate Change has found that human-induced climate change has worsened extreme patterns of droughts and rainfall globally. The lead author of the study explains that human fingerprints are all over the wet, dry weather patterns since 1950. Scientists observed that regions like the US, Central Asia, and Southern Africa are experiencing decreasing rainfall, while regions like India, the Caribbean, and Africa are experiencing an influx of wet weather patterns. Our fifth story, increase in the frequency and duration of heat waves. According to a study by scientists from the University of New South Wales, Australia, heat waves in nearly every part of the world have been increasing in intensity and duration since the year 1950 due to climate change. Results have shown an acceleration in cumulative heat globally on average by 1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius each decade, but the figure goes as high as 10 degrees Celsius in some areas such as the Middle East and parts of Africa and South America. Our next story, Japanese urban forests to tackle climate change. Miniature urban forests, known as Miyawaki forests, are taking over Japan's urban environment. Although these forests are the size of tennis courts, they are bursting with biodiversity and are able to absorb more carbon dioxide than timber forests. Scientists are learning that not all forest types are equally effective in tackling climate change. Although Miyawaki forests grow quickly and absorb large amounts of CO2, they are not an alternative to the restoration of larger native forests. And our final story, Vienna's systems approach to climate action. It's become increasingly apparent that single, segmented climate initiatives will not bring the systems change needed to tackle climate change effectively. To meet Austria's ambitions of 2040 climate carbon neutrality goal, the city of Vienna has introduced a host of interconnected projects to push fundamental change. Vienna is partnering with the EIT Climate KIC and incorporating its deep demonstration methodology to achieve this crucial shift through collaborative experimentation and adaptation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for weekly world climate change news updates.